Good morning, this is Grassroots Rising, and I'm Jimmy Skogard. I'm here today with Paul, and Paul represents a sizable chunk of my hometown. I'm from Grable and Basin area, and here's Paul. And why don't you say hi for a sec, Paul?
Well, good morning.
A little louder, Paul.
Little louder.
Yeah,
good morning.
We got a lot of background noise here. We're at the where are we at? We're here in Emblem at the Bighorn County Republican rally, right? The Republican Party rally. How's it going for you?
It's going well.
Have you met a lot of your constituents?
I have a few. I'm running for Senate District 19, so I'm meeting a lot of new people for the first time.
Senate District 19. Where does that cover? Like Lovell, Basin? Does that get it up into?
That's from Road 12, Park County East, and as far as Grable South.
Grable South.
It's a large area.
Yeah, I've met a few voters around Wyoming that don't really know who represents them. Do you see a lot of folks that get out? Do you, as a House rep, were you out a lot?
When we were campaigning, we were out. I happened to have a job that I was in contact with about 400 people a day, so that's a big advantage to be able to get to visit with people and find out what their concerns are and what they would like to see done for the state.
I see. Do you have a couple of those concerns that you can share with us?
So right now, the big hot button item I get asked about a lot is these data centers and what I think about them. And I say that we need to be very cautious how we proceed with that kind of technology because our natural resources associated with these data centers, especially when we have a discussion of water, has become a precious commodity.
Very precious.
We don't have a lot of extra water this year. We could be going into a drought season earlier than we would ever anticipate.
Yeah.
So in the northern part of the state, we're pretty good shape with water. We can weather this one, but we can't weather two. The southern part of the state is far more challenged with water. So proceeding forward with data centers, we need to keep an eye on that and see how it's going to affect.
Yeah. A lot. Is this going to be pushed down to the county commissioner level, or are you going to keep this up at the state level, do you think? Or both?
So it's actually, I believe, my understanding of how this is going is the county commissioner level is where this starts.
So they apply for a permit.
That's correct.
And then the county commissioners review it?
Right. And there's planning and zoning involved and all those things.
Okay. How is this really important for the regular voter in Wyoming? This county commissioner race sounds like it might be kind of important this year.
In Park County, it's starting to really heat up. There's a lot of people that have jumped into those positions that are running. There's a lot of concerns out there on property use and people's private property rights. There's a lot of concern about rezoning and what that's going to look like. Their permission to use their property as they wish.
Yeah, so pretty much everything's in discussion right now.
That's correct.
We don't have a hard set of guidelines.
We have public input. Our current county commissioners are holding town hall meetings to discuss the new planning and zoning, and so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, so I guess what Paul's saying is if you hear about a public meeting concerning a data center in your community or trying to get a foothold in your community, you need to go in and talk to your county commissioners and share your concerns and get your questions answered.
You want to show up at meetings. Make sure you show up and make sure your voice is heard. Don't let someone else do it. You do it.
Yeah, don't be waiting for somebody else to pick up the ball because that ball is yours.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
It's all of our ball.
It's our responsibility to get our leaders, no matter in what position we hold.
Yeah.
We are responsible for the folks at home and what they would like to see us do for them.
Any other concerns besides data centers? Data centers were right up there.
That one seems to be right at the top. And, of course, I think we've got over the hurdle. I think everybody's settled into the property tax deal, and we're doing pretty good. Although the public's going to get to vote on that.
Yep, it's coming up this session.
In
November, right?
November.
Is it a 50% reduction?
It's a 50%.
Okay. So, how's that affect the local folks here in Bighorn County?
So in Bighorn County, and be more experienced with Park County, the property tax income was approximately about 9% of total
9%.
So it's probably a little less than that than in Bighorn County.
Yeah.
So it's smaller municipalities.
Have you guys been empowering? I see Kurt Myers here. Have you been empowering him so that he can make some more free money for us?
So he's done pretty well on those investments, that's for sure.
Yeah, he is. I've talked to him a couple of times, and I'm like, wow.
And markets are an interesting thing. I think we caught him at the right time, but you have to be pretty vigilant. And,
we caught him at the right time 35 years ago, Paul. When we first established that permanent mineral trust fund, somebody was looking out for us, and we should be very grateful for the folks that did that.
Income. Yes, very much so.
I was talking to Kurt. He said that if without this permanent mineral trust fund, we would be paying at least 10% in sales tax right now in Wyoming, if not more.
Right. Well, we have to watch those kind of numbers because I think we could get into armed insurrections if we started getting too high on sales tax. And
we got to be careful.
So there's no enthusiasm for any more tax hikes. So
yeah, let's definitely not be raising taxes. So we got to empower Kurt. Hey, I got a question for you. This one's kind of close to my heart. Senate File 44 got passed and restricted my charity poker game that I play at the Shrine Club. And we kind of alternate in Casper. We alternate between the Shrine Club, which supports crippled children and burn victims, and mostly children's hospitals. And so I was a little incensed when I read that I might get fined $750 for playing in a charity poker tournament. And then I contacted my House reps and I asked them to introduce an amendment that I guess they read and then dismissed. Like, why are we not giving an exemption to charitable organizations for fundraising? Like, if they want to use a poker game for fundraising, why are we opposed to that?
So that's a really great question that I'm going to be completely honest about. I have no idea.
I like that. And you know what? There's probably a group of about 40 guys in Casper that this affected, so it's not a whole lot. Mm-hmm. But when I talk about this, so I did some research and I saw that the one-armed bandits, you know what I'm talking about?
Right.
That just massively exploded across the state. Mm-hmm. In 2021, we got $90 million. That was their total rake. Right. And in 2024, the total rake was $190 million. I went to a gambling commission meeting the other day, and I looked at the sign-in sheet, and it was Bally's and Binions. Maybe I didn't look close enough, but I didn't see any Wyoming names. Well, maybe they were. I can't say that for sure. But when I see Bally's and Binions, I think about Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. And $190 million. And I'm like, okay, so what's the state get out of that? Do you know how much the state gets?
I do not.
Well, the state gets $20 million. They get 1% of the total rake, which, when I mean rake, so every time you pull that handle, that's 1% of that dollar bill, a penny, goes to the state. You know how much goes to Binions and Bally's?
Oh, much more than that.
About 23.4%, 10. I mean, they have a choice between charging you 19.4 or 20.4%. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. Do our House reps and state reps know this? Well, I'm like, by the end of this campaign, I'm going to try to make sure that they do.
So here's the thing, and this is usually how it works. We're generally pretty good at our own committees.
All right. And that's the Committee on Gaming.
And a gaming committee, and I do have a person in the House that I associate with quite often, and he's on the gaming committee.
All right.
So he's a guy I can go to and say, hey, how does this work?
Yeah. Why don't we do like South Dakota and take half of that 25%? If we're going to even allow it.
See, I think a lot of things like that, if we're going to allow it, they need to pony up more.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't we?
Right.
Exactly. Why wouldn't we? I mean, if we took half $190 million, that would be $85 million. We give that to Kurt Meyer. He invests it and turns it into $185 million. I mean, it makes sense to me.
Well, and hopefully that would work out well.
I might be exaggerating a bit.
Investing has always been one of those things that I have a guy. He takes good care of me because I'm not as good as he is.
Wyoming has a guy, and that guy's named Kurt, right? Oh, am I being a favoritism here? I've talked to Kurt a lot, and I know Kurt and I don't agree on a few things politically, but I agree on making money.
Oh yeah.
And I agree on reducing the tax burden on Wyoming, and I'm seeing one. I'm seeing a way to do this, and I'm going to hammer on it.
Wyoming citizens appreciate that, because they do not. There is absolutely zero enthusiasm for any more taxes.
Yeah. I suppose we got a little bit more than 5 minutes in, but do you have any final thoughts for us?
Right now, I don't.
All right. Paul, I really appreciate the conversation. This Paul and Jimmy Skogard, I'm thanking you for listening today, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right.